I am living with my son out of consideration for my mother-in-law and her feelings. Please put Max first. What do you mean by that? From now on, the grandparents will be doing the kindergarten pickups and making the lunches. The grandchild is a treasure, right? The daughter-in-law said this with a smirk. So this is her true nature. I am so upset that it makes me sad. We were suggested by our son to live together and started living with his family 3 months ago. Living with our grandson was very joyful, but taking our silence for granted, the daughter-in-law started neglecting the household chores and care of her own children. When we finally addressed this, she responded with the words I mentioned earlier. Unable to say anything, my husband, who had overheard our conversation from the next room, came in. If that's what you say, we'll do exactly that. After all, you're living with us. My husband gave me a meaningful look. Yes, we will take care of Max ourselves. Pleased with our response, the daughter-in-law went back to her room with a satisfied expression. If Erica means that, then we have to respond appropriately. I nodded at my husband's words. My name is Kim Brown. Our only son, Steve, left home 6 years ago when he got married. Now, I live with my husband Howard. Howard is 55 years old. He was a middle school teacher but retired early 2 years ago due to the demanding nature of his job. The kid is already independent, and we have some savings. We'll manage with my part-time job for now, so don't worry. I convinced my husband, who had worked hard for our family, to take an early retirement. 6 months after he quit his job, his health remarkably improved. Maybe I should start tutoring. After more than 30 years as a teacher, he continued to engage with children by working part-time at a tutoring center without overdoing it. He is very lively now. This experience made us deeply realize how being healthy in both mind and body is truly blissful. Our current life is ordinary, but we are very satisfied with the peace of mind it brings. Max, you'll be a first grader next year. Have you already bought your school backpack? Our lives drastically changed the day after this conversation, triggered by a phone call from Steve. Steve lived about a 30-minute drive away with his wife Erica and their 5-year-old son, Max. Although we often reached out to see our grandson, it was rare for them to contact us. So, it was unusual when Steve called. It's rare to hear from you. Are you 3 all well? Have you bought Max's school backpack yet? I ended up bombarding him with questions. No, not yet. It's about time to buy one, isn't it? If you and Erica are okay with it, can we give it as a gift for his school entry? That would really help, Mom. Steve's voice perked up for a moment, but then there was a pause. What's wrong? Actually, Mom, I have something to discuss. Can we come live with you at our family home? Live together? I was speechless at the sudden proposal. Steve reluctantly explained the reason. I hadn't heard about it before, but Steve's family was currently facing financial uncertainties. As Max grows, expenses will increase, right? We need to start saving now, Erica and I discussed. So Erica is also hoping to live together? This was surprising to me. Erica, my daughter-in-law, had quit her job when she became pregnant with Max and had been a homemaker ever since. Although the woman my son chose was not a bad person, I always felt a barrier and still hadn't quite gotten a grasp on Erica. Normally, a daughter-in-law would dislike living with her in-laws. Erica is actually looking forward to it. In fact, she suggested we live together. I was truly surprised by Steve's words, but nothing could be more joyful than always being with my grandson. I agreed without hesitation. Is this my home from today? Yes. Let's live together. Yay! A month later, my son's family moved into our home. Max's presence instantly brightened our home. Erica, hang your clothes here, and the detergent stock is here. I showed Erica everything around the house. Thank you, Mother. Thank you too, for suggesting we live together. Though I still felt a barrier, I actively tried to communicate with Erica to build a good relationship. Initially, Erica was quite reserved. I did most of the cooking, but she took the initiative in other household chores and shopping. Isn't Erica a good daughter-in-law? No wonder Steve fell for her. Living together allowed me to finally feel positive about Erica. However, gradually, her true nature began to reveal itself. Your cooking is so bland and always full of vegetables. It's really plain, isn't it? Erica, who is picky about food, started to criticize my cooking. I'm sorry. When you reach our age, you tend to prefer lighter foods. But I make sure it's nutritionally balanced and healthy. Ever since my husband fell ill, I've been studying nutrition and am very careful about our meals. While the dishes might seem tasteless to younger people, I am proud that they are healthy. Erica didn't stop at just complaining about the food. Mother, I don't want creases in my clothes, so could you leave them hanging instead of folding them? Then you should do it yourself. Even Steve started to scold Erica as she became increasingly presumptuous. However, far from reflecting, Erica became even more arrogant. In these times, you should be grateful that I'm allowing you to live with your grandchild. Hearing Erica dismiss Steve's words, both my husband and I felt frustrated, but considering the ongoing cohabitation, we held our tongues. Erica, seeing our silence as consent, began to do whatever she wanted. At first, she did take Max to kindergarten and made his lunches, but even that became too much for her. Max, what about kindergarten? Mom said I could stay home today. Grandma, let's play. When it was too much hassle, she started letting him skip kindergarten. Despite being a stay-at-home mom, she even started neglecting to take care of her own child. I was truly appalled. But that was still nothing compared to what came next. You're going to kindergarten today, right? Oh. What about your lunch? This morning, Erica hadn't made a lunch. Feeling uneasy, I checked Max's kindergarten bag and found a snack pastry from a store inside. Sending a kindergartner to school with just a snack pastry for lunch. I couldn't keep silent this time. Erica, this is too much. As a stay-at-home mom, you should at least make a lunch for your child. However, Erica threw unbelievable words back at me. Neither you nor father-in-law are working much, are you? You have time. I am living with my in-laws for the sake of my son. Please think of Max first. What do you mean by that? From now on, please handle all the pickups and lunch preparations. The grandchild is a treasure, right? Erica smirked as she spoke. So this is her true nature. I was so angry that it made me sad. Unable to say anything, my husband, who had heard our conversation from the next room, came in. If Erica says that, then we will do as she says. After all, we are living together. My husband gave me a meaningful look. Yes, we will take care of Max ourselves. Pleased with our response, Erica returned to her room with a satisfied look. After a while, she dressed up and left the house alone. If that's what Erica intends, then we must respond appropriately. I nodded at my husband's words. That evening, Steve came back after Erica and Max had gone to bed. I hate to bother you while you're tired. We reported the day's events to Steve. I'm really sorry. I'll speak to her properly. Steve, already tired from work, was further stressed by the situation. We couldn't burden him more as he was working hard for his family, and we couldn't let Erica continue to do whatever she wanted while living with us. We have a good idea. Can you trust us with this? I said this, patting the worried-looking Steve on the shoulder and showing a smile. Following that, we prioritized Max's care as Erica had said. I took over making Max's lunches, and my husband took care of the kindergarten pickups. Now that Erica no longer had to take care of her child, she started waking up only after Max had left for kindergarten and often went out dressed up during the day. Sometimes, she would just laze around the house all day in her pajamas with her smartphone in hand. Honestly, it was bothersome, but my husband and I decided not to say anything to Erica. Taking advantage of our silence, her selfishness escalated even further. One day, Erica had not returned home by Max's bedtime. "Mom, where did you go? She's late, isn't she? I'll try contacting her." We were worried and called Erica. "Hello." Erica's carefree voice came through the phone. "Where are you right now? If you're going to be late, at least let us know." Then, an unexpected response came. "I forgot to tell you, but I'm at a hotel in Miami right now." "A hotel in Miami?" "Yes. I'll be back tomorrow evening, so please take care of Max." The call ended abruptly. A trip? We hadn't heard anything about it. My husband and I looked at each other and sighed. "Mom, where is she?" Max looked anxious. "She has some errands and can't come home today." "Max, let's sleep together today. How about we read the riddle book we borrowed from the library together?" "Yeah." Howard managed to distract Max well and took him to the bedroom. Just then, Steve came home. "Steve, did you know Erica was going on a trip?" Steve frowned. "A trip? What are you talking about? Where would the money for that come from?" Steve sighed deeply. "I better talk to her myself. Don't worry, I intend to make Erica take full responsibility. We are looking after Max properly." It seemed Steve sensed that we had a plan. "All right." Steve stepped back obediently. "But from now on, you should manage the household finances. You shouldn't give Erica any money other than her allowance." Until now, Steve had been giving all his salary to Erica, letting her manage their finances. So, he had no idea how much they were spending or how much they had saved. But that just let her do whatever she wanted. Following our advice, from the next month, Steve only gave Erica an allowance of $200 and made sure not to give her any more money than that. $200 isn't enough for anything. Erica protested vehemently. "But that's also my allowance." When Steve said that, Erica fell silent. "The woman next door has a brand name bag, but we have." Initially, Erica complained every time she saw Steve's face after he told her, "You're not doing housework or taking care of the kids, so you should work." But then she stopped saying anything. Erica started taking out her frustrations on me and my husband. That's why the food is bland and full of vegetables. Ah, here we go again. So annoying. Erica continued to complain about my cooking, but we were not defeated. Max says he loves it. "Yeah. I love Grandma's food." "Nice, Max." "Sorry, but we are prioritizing Max." We quietly fought back using the phrase Erica once used. "Think of the grandchild first. It's so noisy from the morning." One morning, Erica came out of her room looking furious. "I thought I'd make a swing for Max thanks to living with our grandson. I found a new hobby." "Thank you, Erica." As soon as he said this, the sound of a hammer hitting would echoed throughout the house. Erica frowned, but seeing Max's eyes sparkle next to Howard, she couldn't say anything more. Howard started doing DIY deliberately when Erica was at home. "It's noisy." I wasn't about to lose to Erica's grumbling. "Howard is making a chair for Max right now." When you put your grandchild first, you just want to make things for him. "Is there anything else you think we should make?" Erica glared at me, who was smiling politely in response, and went back to her room. Contrary to Erica, who was accumulating daily frustrations, Max grew more and more attached to us each day. "Steve, I can't stand living in this house. One evening, I overheard Erica exploding with complaints to Steve. Max seems very happy. Since we moved here, he hasn't even caught a cold. You're getting all the housework and childcare done, right? You better change your attitude soon, or you're going to have a hard time. Steve warned Erica. From then on, Erica's attitude improved somewhat when Steve was around. However, Steve often went on business trips. During those times, Erica would return home late as usual, doing as she pleased. Steve's words had no effect on her. It's been 8 months since they started living with us. Max had finally started elementary school. With the start of school lunches and group walks to school in the morning, there was no more need for packed lunches or rides, leaving my husband and me with nothing much to do. Max, what did you do today? My husband, a former teacher, willingly taught Max and started going to the library with him. Grandma, my friend said he wanted to come over, so I brought him. Sometimes after school, Max would bring friends home. Oh, welcome. Wash your hands, and maybe we'll bake some cookies. When this happened, just like when Steve was young and brought friends over, I would bake sweets with them or serve homemade treats if I knew about it in advance. Max's grandparents are so kind and nice. Right? Grandma and Grandpa are always on my side. Max said proudly, making his friends envious. Those words filled both my husband and me with joy. During dinner one day, when Erica usually ate quickly and returned to her room, she spoke to Max. Max, shall Mom help you with your homework? No thanks. Grandpa helps me with my studies. Max responded immediately. Seeing Erica's stunned face, we struggled to contain our laughter. Actually, that afternoon, Max had brought a friend home and they had this conversation. What's your favorite food, Max? Fried chicken. Can your mom make fried chicken? No, Grandma makes it. Actually, Grandma makes all our meals. Is that so? Erica must have heard this conversation from her room and finally realized she had no place in this scenario. How about we go out together on your next day off? No, I have plans to play with my friends. We're going to make pasta with Grandma, right? Max looked at me and smiled, so I smiled back and nodded. Seeing our interaction, Erica's expression turned visibly displeased. Aren't you overstepping by ignoring me, his mother? Erica glared at me. I was dumbfounded by her audacity but remained cheerful for Max's sake. It's exactly what you said, Erica. To think of the grandchild first. To us, Max is a treasure. That's not what I mean. Erica slammed the table, stood up quickly, and stormed into her room, slamming the door loudly. Seeing this, Max looked uneasy. It's okay. If Max wants to play with his mom, he can, and if he wants to be with Grandma and Grandpa, we're delighted. We are on Max's side. I patted his head, and he showed a relieved smile. From then on, while Max was at school, Erica persistently demanded, "Give me back my son." Give back? We are merely being grandparents. He's not even close to me, his mother. That sounds like a you problem. You must be saying bad things about me. Erica blamed us for Max not being close to her, ignoring her own actions since moving in. Steve must feel that this situation is odd too. Erica somehow believed Steve would support her. Since she wouldn't listen to us, we decided to discuss it when Steve returned from his business trip in 2 days. Steve, tell your father and mother to back off. As soon as Steve returned, Erica cried to him. We had already explained the situation to Steve, who sighed deeply. You brought this on yourself. Steve coldly rejected Erica. In a shocking turn of events, Erica then turned to Max for sympathy. Max, you like Mom more than Grandma and Grandpa, right? Max then came between my husband and me and grabbed our hands tightly. Grandma and Grandpa are always with me, listen to me, and teach me. I love my grandparents. Hearing this, Erica's face contorted. Are you betraying your mother? Her shout echoed in the room, causing Max to grimace. Seeing her lash out at Max was the last straw for us. Howard, could you take Max upstairs? Howard gently embraced the frightened Max and took him upstairs as I had asked. With the living room quiet, I slammed a thick envelope on the table. What is this? Thompson Detective Agency? Hearing detective agency, Erica flinched. I silently spread the contents of the envelope on the table. What is this? The photos clearly showed Erica holding hands with a man, entering a room together, along with a report that indicated an affair. We couldn't understand why we had to live together given Steve's average income. Suspicious of Erica, who neglected even her child's care and spent time frivolously, we hired a detective agency. The findings were beyond our wildest expectations, revealing Erica's affair. Steve glared at Erica as she trembled and looked down. You've betrayed our family. I want a divorce now. No, wait. Steve brushed off Erica's pleading hands. What's different? To you, we're nothing. Just go to that man you're cheating with. I had never seen Steve so upset. It pained me to see our son this way. I'm sorry. I went too far. I won't do it again, please forgive me. Trying desperately to be forgiven, Erica knelt. There's no way I can forgive you. Then I accept the divorce, but I won't give up Max. At this point, what was she thinking? I was astounded. You won't get custody. As I said this, Erica glared at me sharply. Max is my child. I bore him. I won't hand him over to someone like you. Erica was openly hostile toward me. For the past year, we've mostly been the ones taking care of Max. You've neglected your child and even had an affair. With all this evidence, there's no way you can get custody. I will get the compensation for the affair through the lawyer, too. If you object, we can take this to court. Anyway, pack your things now and get out of here. Thus, Erica was forcibly expelled from our home. After Erica left, Steve sat down wearily. I'm sorry for hiring the detective without telling you. While putting away the evidence of the affair into an envelope, I apologized to Steve. In fact, after learning of the affair, Howard and I had seriously debated whether to tell Steve the truth. We had hoped Erica might reform. However, there was no sign of that from her, and her attempt to unfairly hurt her own child was something we could not forgive. Mom, Dad, sorry for all the trouble. Can we still stay here? Steve apologized, looking remorseful. Of course. Let's raise Max to be happy together. At that moment, Howard and Max came down from upstairs. Dad, what's wrong? Max immediately noticed Steve's red eyes. Max, Mom is going to live somewhere else now. Max clung tightly to Howard next to him. Poor thing. He must have remembered being yelled at just by hearing the word. Mom. Max, we'll always live here together with Grandpa, Grandma, and Dad. Saying this, Howard hugged Max tightly, and Max's expression softened a bit. Afterward, Steve and Erica proceeded with the divorce through their lawyers, dispassionately. The fact of Erica's affair also became known to Erica's parents. I am truly sorry for what my daughter has done. Erica's parents apologized, having flown in just to see us. Since the day we drove her out, we didn't know where Erica was or what she was doing. Do you think Erica is reflecting on what happened? When I asked Erica's mother, she gave a shocking response. We also don't know where our daughter is. We've disowned her. Disowned. I sensed a serious resolve from her parents. Just then, Max ran over. Grandpa and Grandma. You came to visit? Max. You've grown so much. Look, we brought your favorite snacks. They smiled warmly, clearly happy to reunite with Max. Max also seemed genuinely happy to see his grandparents, who he didn't see often. It's quite a trip to our place, but please come to see Max again. At my words, the two looked surprised. Is that really okay? Of course. Let's all watch over Max together. Thank you so much. To Erica's parents, Max was their only grandchild. Even though they were far away, their feelings were the same as ours. They always cared deeply for Max. Thus, even after Steve and Erica divorced, we kept in regular contact with Erica's parents and updated them on how things were going. Grandpa, I went catching dragonflies with Grandpa the other day. That's great. Next time, let's go bug hunting with Grandpa. Since Erica left, a peaceful life had returned to us. Recently, I learned that Erica had contacted Steve several times after the divorce. Erica asked me to get back together. Erica was quickly abandoned by her affair partner and ended up alone. However, she had never really worked and had always lived however she wanted, so she was not keen to find a job and soon ran out of her savings. So I hear that she pressed Steve for a reconciliation. When Steve refused, she then asked for financial support. People really don't change that easily, do they? I felt no emotion towards her anymore. Do you still get messages from her? I was worried. No. Every time she contacted me, I just sent her the affair evidence photos without writing anything. Then she gave up. Hearing that, I felt relieved. Thanks, Mom. Good night. Perhaps out of embarrassment, Steve quickly went to his room after saying that. It was a brief word of thanks, but I could sense many emotions in it. Thank you for the lively days. I murmured softly. A year later, Max, now in second grade, was deeply involved in soccer. After school, he would sweat it out at the soccer club, and when he came home, he would watch international soccer matches with Howard, who enjoyed watching soccer. On days when Steve was off work, the father and son would play soccer games together. Grandpa, want to try the game? That's okay. I can't handle such complicated things. It's not hard. Come on, let's play together. Saying that, Max and Steve sat down with Howard between them. Looking at the three men sitting on the sofa, I felt a touch of warmth. Surrounded by a calm and happy atmosphere. 3 generations, I want us to continue cherishing these simple everyday moments. Hey, lunch is ready. Hurry up before it gets cold. At my call, the 3 hungry men looked back. You 3 all make the same face. We all looked at each other and laughed.